Cursed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shalt thou be when thou goest out. I want to start by giving all the praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Kakwadash. Double honors to my teachers, which are the elder apostles of the great millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to all the fellow laborers of the hopeful elect tabernacle of David, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And you know, I had to quote Deuteronomy 28 because this article that I came across what shows you that DMX, he's no exception to the curse because he's an Israelite, despite the fact that he was a celebrity that's seen, multi-millions of dollars. He got to travel and tour the world, had a lot of fans, starred in a lot of motion pictures, was one of the most popular rap artists in the world at one point. But as you can see, post death, this guy doesn't even have a fortune or any inheritance to leave down to his children. And you can see the heading right here. It says DMX's 15 kids are fighting over his estate that might be worth less than $50,000 despite selling 74 million records. All right. So, Jake saw all that money, but really didn't get to see it. Now, of course, we know that he had a habit, which, could have very well contributed to as to why, he didn't get to see all that money. The habits, the lifestyle that he lived, pretty wasn't savvy when it came to, money management. But nevertheless, he made his handlers and his label, they made a lot of money off this guy. And that goes to show you right there that, this is not our rest. All right. We're scattered and we're cursed. So anything that we do, we're not gonna really enjoy. We ain't gonna be able to enjoy the fruits of our labors. All right, let's go to Deuteronomy 28 and 33. Deuteronomy 28, verse 33. It says, the fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always. All right, and we as a nation, we are oppressed, which keeps us on the bottom. Well, we can never progress, economically as a nation. All right, the scriptures say that we are yet this day in our captivity and we're subject to payments. So we're constantly being extorted by our slave masters, which really are the globalists, the super rich elite, the international bankers. All right, we pay tribute, we pay taxes to them. So we're being exploited of our labors. Because it's Jake that make the world go around. Did it not say, through thy seed shall all nations be blessed? We built the society up. We keep it running. We do all the labor that other people don't want to do. The entertainment industry is filled with Jake. We keep the entertainment industry going. The rap world, the acting world, the athletic world, and you have a select token of Jake that'll do well, but it's so much evil that they got to do in order to maintain those riches. But for the most part, you're not gonna last long if you don't play by their rules. If you don't play the game, so to speak. And Esau take everything that you sold your soul for, he will take it all back. We always say amongst ourselves, the devil always want his money back, which is why it's never worth it selling your soul to the devil. And DMX, he knew the price that he paid. He sold himself cheap. All right. And he had, a bunch of children, that he had to feed, but he couldn't be there to actually take care of. This dude was constantly on the road or in and out of prison. Because at one point in time, he was going up against the industry, revealing the wickedness of, the satanic music industry. And next thing you know, this dude was in and out of jail. Couldn't keep himself clean. Fell to depression. Kept falling back to those habits. A lot of that money went to his lifestyle, man. So that's part of the curse. All right, but this goes to show you that Jake, no matter what you do, you're still under that curse, man. And you can make everything that you want to make, but you ain't gonna really live to enjoy everything that you labor for. You just seen it. You seen all that money, but you didn't get to enjoy the fruits of your labors. And King Solomon said that's all that's vanity and vexation of spirit. So at the end of the day, was it really worth it, man? All those millions of records sold, all that touring, all that money he made, on the road, doing shows, all the movies that he starred in. And his estate is less than $50,000. So basically, dude was in debt. All right. So it really ain't all hyped up to be famous, to be a celebrity on this side. Because that's really, if you were an Israelite, that's a curse unto you. Because now you're subject to more sorrows, more issues. You got more expenses, more utilities, more responsibility. Then of course, Jake get those habits. And he had, where everybody know his habit. That's why it says in First Timothy, the 6th chapter, we're gonna go there. Let's go to First Timothy 6. I think it's around 8 or 9. It is First Timothy 6 and 8. It says, "And having food and raiment, let us be therewith content." You know, we make our daily bread, just to get day to day. Because like even was it in Proverbs the 30th chapter? Give me neither poverty nor riches, man. Because when you're rich, you can deny the Heavenly Father, man. You get that pride demon on you. But if you also are, if you're super poor, that's gonna cause you to commit crimes. You're gonna be going out there stealing, being a thief just to survive. And that was what before DMX sold his soul to become famous because he was a talented rapper. That was what he had to resort to survive in the streets because he was under the curse. Curse shalt thou be in the city, and curse shalt thou be in the field. You know about his life story. Dude was a stick up kid out there robbing people, man. And then he had, because he came from nothing, it was nothing to sell his soul. Because Jake is desperate. Jake got that covetous, spirit because, they figure, you know, we supposed to have what everybody else got. Especially you see the slave master now how he live. Are people they envy their oppressor. But in order for you to sustain a lifestyle, that's indicative of how your slave master lives, you got to sell your soul. You got to choose his wicked ways. That means you got to sacrifice to Satan. You got to degrade yourself. You got to do something abominable. There's something that you got to give up. All right. Ultimately, you transgress against the Heavenly Father, and you cannot serve the Most High and Mammon. For either you will hate the one and cleave unto the other. Okay. Otherwise, you fall right into this predicament, man. It says, "But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts. And a lot of it, comes from either drug addiction or dealing with harlots. A lot of these dudes suffer from those two things. Those be the main reasons why Jake in the entertainment world, these celebrities, they lose a lot of money, resulting in a lot of lawsuits, you know, or women marrying them only to divorce them to take half of what they earned. So yeah, a lot of them get got by these women. Remember, it says you in Ecclesiastes the seventh chapter that her hands is as band, her hearts is as snares and nets, and her hands is as bands, looking to trap you up and take from you. So that's part of the hurtful lust, because now that you then earn a certain amount of money, now you have access to more women. Like I hate the quoting, but Tupac said it in that song "I Get Around." What do you say? Now my pockets getting fatter, and everybody's looking for the ladder, basically trying to get in my pockets. But that's what comes with being a celebrity, man, and coming into a certain amount of money. Now you got more expenses. Now you got enough money to fund your habits, whether it be drugs, weed. Jake get the overspending and don't know how to manage their money mismanagement. And then they don't understand how to read contracts, so they just be so quick to sign them contracts, and that's the moment they sell their soul and didn't even read through the contract. You basically signing the consent to get raped, only because you're going to see a little lump of money up front. Don't you know what you got to continue to do to keep seeing that money? Only to be found hung up and dry after you leave, after all that you've done for your record label. It's never worth it, man. It says, which drown men in destruction and perdition. And this what happened to X and many other, celebrities. It says, for the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. So that's why, it's not good to covet after money and try to, seek to be rich in this world. Because, it's uncertain. Proverbs 23. Proverbs 23 and verse 4, it says, labor not to be rich, cease from thine own wisdom. Wilt thou set thine eyes upon that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings, they fly away as an eagle toward heaven. All right. And a lot of men that especially amongst our people that come into a lot of money, they will co-sign this scripture for you. Dudes that, they made a fortune and then at the end of their career, they ended up bankrupt with nothing or in debt, actually owing the IRS, owing their record label. You've seen all that money and then it disappears. You know, now you got to sell your houses, your cars, jewelry. All right. So there it is. And then I think it also says in the same chapter, yep, first it's like your First Timothy 6:17, it says, charge them that are rich in this world that they be not high minded, nor trust in uncertain riches, but in the living the most high who giveth us richly all things to enjoy. All right, and when you read up above, it says in verse 6, it says, but godliness with contentment is great gain, for we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we cannot carry nothing out. All right, and especially being an Israelite, curse shall you be you come in, and curse shall you be going out. So you damn sure ain't gonna bring no riches with you. I mean, nobody, leaves the earth with anything, but Jake in particular, because you're under the curse, you're never able to leave an inheritance. You're never able to leave something down to pass to your children. All right, and I guarantee you, this album that's getting ready to come out, this is a posthumous release now, even though it was completed before he passed. Who's gonna make all that money from the sales? Because since he just passed, that album is gonna sell. Well, who's gonna make all that money? The label, the execs, and that's owned by who? The so-called the small hats, Leo Cohen and all them people. They gonna get they cut. Then the producers, the engineers, they got to get they cut. All right, the promoters, the marketing. So his children ain't gonna be left with shit, and his wives. So they all are fighting over, basically a freaking pinata, man, which is sad. All right, and let's real quick, let's go to Ecclesiastes 5, and let's go down to Ecclesiastes 5, and I'm gonna start at verse 10. It says, "He that loveth silver shall not be satisfied with silver, nor he that loveth abundance with increase. This is also vanity. When goods increase, they are increased that eat them." I mean, and when your wealth, multiplies, it's gonna multiply with consumption. Meaning everything that you make it's gonna have a destination. It's gonna get consumed, quicker than you actually increased because of what? Them expenses. You're subject to payments. Let me read it again. It says, "When goods increase, they are increased that eat them." So your riches are only being made to be consumed, and that means that people around you they're gonna have their hand out. You gotta you know feed your family, friends. You got entourages that got their hand out. You know, it says, "And what good is there to the owners thereof, saving the behold of them with their eyes?" You only get to see it. It says, "The sleep of a laboring man is sweet, whether he eat little or much, but the abundance of the rich will not suffer him to sleep. There is a sore evil which I have seen under the sun, namely riches kept for the owners thereof to their hurt. But those riches perish by evil travail, and he begetteth a son," or in DMX's case, sons and daughters, children, "and there is nothing in his hand." Mm, wow. You see how the scriptures are so on point. Now let me read this in the other translations. I want to see how that read. I'm gonna read the NLT and the NIV. It says, "Money is put into risky investments that turn sour, and everything is lost. In the end, there is nothing left to pass on to one's children." Which is the deal that he made. Jake make them deals with the devil, not thinking that they're gonna be raped later on. Yeah, surely they'll pay for your lifestyle. They'll fund your little jewelry that you got on your neck, your little rollie on your wrist, the ring, the custom made rings you got on your fingers, the cars that you driving that they leasing for you, which is more than likely not in your name, probably in your label's name, your house or your houses, your properties. But you got to continue to make money for the label for them to keep funding it. The moment you stop selling, that money dries up. So therefore, they can't continue to fund that lifestyle. So it's a, and that's why, you know, if you're gonna be rich, you're supposed to invest to keep that money, flowing in. A lot of them rappers, they don't do that. A lot of these entertainers, they don't really do that, man. You got some that do it. Look at DMX, man. NIV, it says, or wealth lost through some misfortune, so that when they have children, there is nothing left for them to inherit. That's terrible, man. But hey, that's the effects of being under that curse. Because Esau and these other nations, they don't even have to become a celebrity to come into wealth. And when they do, they always have something to pass down to their families, their children, their generations after them. They're not hurting like Jake is. We don't have wealth as a people. So that's why Jake tries to sell out. Jake asking for reparations because Jake don't really have anything here. But that's because of going back to the curse. You're gonna come in with nothing, you're gonna leave with nothing. And then all the laborers, all your works, all the hard slave labor that you did, the revenue from that is only gonna go to your slave master, man. He's getting wealthy off of your slave labor, even to this very day. So this is not our rest, man. You know, you should want to get the hell up out of here, man. When we in the kingdom, we're gonna be able to inherit all things, man. But right now, we're laboring for spiritual riches. The Lord said in Matthew the 6th chapter, you know, let's go to it. Matthew 6:19, and it says, "Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves do break through nor steal. For your treasure is, there will your heart be also." So that's why, we ain't worried about getting rich on this side. Okay. And we know what can happen. All right. But we know what we're going to inherit in the kingdom is going to be everlasting. Okay. And we know that the kingdom is going to be translated to us. So these nations, they're going to bring their wealth. All right. Talks about how we're going to suck the breast of the Gentiles. They're going to bring the forces into the gates of Jerusalem. That's so all this wealth that these people have, these other nations have, is just going to be converted right back to us. So we just got to be patient and wait on Yahweh Shai, you know, and we ain't going to have to ever worry about, being subject to payments. Us, like it tells you in the curse, that they shall lend unto thee, but thou shalt not be able to lend to them. Thou shalt be, they shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. So it's going to be the complete opposite. Deuteronomy 28 in the first 14 verses. All right. Our wealth is going to be crazy in the kingdom, man. Solomon was just when he was on the throne during his dominion, that was just a little taste of what we're gonna really see in the kingdom, man. All right, we're gonna be walking around with little chains and Rolexes, man. We're gonna have chariots made of gold. But this is just another example. Okay, so it really doesn't pay off being a celebrity on this side, because I mean that's a double woe. That man went through a troubled life, even as a famous rapper. Still was getting tormented with demons, and then ended up dropping dead, and now he has nothing to leave to his children. All right. So, you know, I just want to go into that. And it shows you that the scriptures is on point, man. All right. What profit if a man, sell gain the whole world and lose his soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? Only for you have to give it right back. All the things that you did sell yourself for, the devil takes it right back from you. So it ain't worth it, man. The kingdom is where it's at. And DMX gonna come back, in his right mind. He'll come back, as a newborn babe. All right. And he already knows the truth. He even knew about the truth even before he passed. But he's gonna come back and get it right this time. All right. And he's gonna be, he ain't gonna have any rank or anything. He's gonna be, a regular Israelite, but he's gonna come into an inheritance because of the seed. All right. For you martyrs of Yahushai, he's gonna come back. All right. So anyway, I'm gonna give all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Lord willing, this was edifying. Until the next video, Shalom.